Starting off the month of May sketchbook, I had some green pencil lead laying around, so I figured why not change it up this month and use green. You see, starting it off with this rat rod, I drew it nice up here, but I just wanted to try again and added some tire smoke down here and whatnot. I also started the month doing colored pencil sketches, but that went to the wayside about 3 days in, just because it was bothersome and troublesome and just didn't want to mess around with it a whole lot. For the second day, had this cyborg girl, like, desperate, like in this gloomy room. Did the details really fine, but she kind of got muddied, so drew her again down here. Was good practice for something later in issue 9 of my comic series too, so that was pretty cool. For the third day, drawing some Joker and Batman. I really like how this worked out. I also did a pencil sketch of this. I like mine better because it's based on Sean Gordon Murphy's White Knight, and then plus it has my Batman puppet that he's holding on to, so that's pretty cool. For the fourth going to Miranda and doing this little scene where she's with this small room with like this paneling behind her. Got her gesture down, sketched her body, wasn't quite satisfied with her hand and her face. I really like that face a lot better. It is much closer to on point. On to the fifth, some Punk Spider-Man. I think this is Spider-Man 2099. Not for sure, just saw this. I think it was a pinup another artist did and just recreated it. That was the point where I was like, you know what, I don't want to do the colored pencil sketches because I would just get into them way too far. Then you got the DeLorean from Ready Player One, Percival's ride. He's getting into it in the trailer. I was meant to do a marker sketch of this, but not quite confident enough with my cars just yet, so kind of let that go to bygones. Not quite sure who the model is for this, but some rockabilly Bride of Frankenstein. Really like how that turned out. Nailed the face. After doing her body up there, really like how that turned out. For the 8th, Rogue in this. I think this is my favorite costume that Rogue has. This pink, and then she has her long hair and a ponytail most of the time. Not necessarily. I miss Mark big time on this, but you know, practice. This is probably my favorite sketch of the month. I think it was Mike Oculus's design for Pennywise, but nailed it. Learned how to do ruffles even better. Pennywise from the new It. I've drawn him a couple times, and this is by far my favorite. Just because that hand, the ruffles, the face looks perfect. On to the 10th. I think this was the last day. The last issue, White Knight, came out, so this is Harley or Neo Joker from that series. A bunch of different random panels as she's becoming her new identity of Neo Joker. I really like how some of that looks, but the body's off a little bit. It's heavily influenced by Debbie from Tokyo Ghost, so you can see why I was a big fan of it. Then you have this mermaid design. Got the gesture right. Oh, this is where the cyborg lady from earlier came in to helping out, figuring out the legs and whatnot. Did the face a little bit better down here. Would love to go back and visit this this design a little bit more. Maybe do something of my own from that. Moving on, you got this geisha standing in the rain. She's gotten wet. Her hair's all on her face. Really like how the robes look, but it's kind of missing something. I really like that parasol. That turned out nice. So 13th, you got this little location. This room, the next room over, has a spiral staircase going into the ceiling. Just love that design, the cocked angle of the shot, and then like the deterioration of the room all around. For the 15th, you got Betsy Suicide. You can check her out on Instagram. It's Solo Sun Alien. I'm intrigued by her. I can't remember where I saw this photo, but I kind of wanted to get down for the chain work, figuring out how to do chains and whatnot. It's a bonded shot. It doesn't necessarily show anything too graphic, but I really like how the legs turned out. Like, her legs are like that. The feet look proportional. So just overall pleased with how that turned out. You have this shot with Miranda, who I'm drawing a couple times a month, or at least trying to, and then another model. Really like how that one turned out. This is the other model's face. Miranda's kind of didn't turn out as well as I'd like it to, but like the gender or the gesture pose anyway. Now you got my friend Jesse, the clown from Thousand Devil Rejects. I can't think of what the title of the name, but she had cosplayed as him, and I tried recreating it. Not quite as good as I'd love to, but you gotta try. Moving on, you got CBG with the skeleton, kind of coming down here, doing her face again, and then working on getting that skull to line up. I think I got it the third attempt, but I mean, that's maybe a too many attempts to try to get that to work out. Then you have Zoe Scarlet standing with this Firebird in the background. Love how this face turned out. That turned out so good. And then her hand down here, redrew. Didn't like how it looked up there, so had to give it another shot. Ooh, this sweet rat rod. It's such a nice, clean hot rod. I forget the name of it, but really nailed how the wheels look for this one, nailing like the proportions and whatnot. Kind of got a little messy down here, but you know, taking the best bits of all those, you come up with a nice hot rod. Then you have this scene from Death Point, from when Zoe is riding on the hood and the Charger's coming up and slamming them. I like the proportions, not necessarily the best up here, but you know, you gotta try. You gotta start somewhere. Then you got I Killed Giants, the poster from that, where the lead character is holding her giant warhammer to take on this giant. I love how this turned out. It kind of got a little muddy with the green, but you can see like her petticoat that she wears, like the different folds, her arms, like, and all. Really like looking at that. I wish the giant would have been a little bit better, but you know, that wasn't the main focus. Oh, the Epoch from Chrono Trigger. I've always loved this shot. In fact, I think I have a playing card with this exact shot on it. But it's the time travel machine. Nailed that. Was trying to get the faces and stuff a little bit better. Kind of screwed up like the back end of it down here, but that part is spot on. Then you have this sweet mansion. It's kind of dilapidated. It's kind of falling apart, whatnot. Like a head-on shot, and then like more of an angle looking at it that way. You can see that I made a note of that. So you can see the different levels and whatnot, like how it's deteriorating and whatnot. I think I have intentions of using this as a location for a project down the road, but we will see where that takes us. Then you have my friend Chelsea. I've been meaning to draw her more. Still missing it a little bit. Got pretty close with this, but it still needs just a little bit more stretched in the nose, and I think it would be perfectly on point. So work continues. Let's see. Yep. Then you have Meg Turney and I think it's Danielle. Can't think of her last name. They got these Overwatch players as like casual roller girls. Really like how the gesture sketch turned out. Kind of got a little messy, but still not completely hating that design. Just wish it would have had a little more room to work with. Bill and Ted 3 was announced. This is one of the promo images from that. I really like how that turned out. Alex Winter's face turned out awesome. You can really tell that's Keanu Reeves. The hands, you see, just really enjoy how that turned out. Then you have the cathedral from Barcelona. I think I took a screenshot of one of Jan's Sketchalonas and drew this from there. I can see how you get lost in that architecture, trying to figure out all the little intricacies of that. So, very cool cathedral. A lot of intricate pieces that bring that whole thing together. Then you got Lenny from Legion. This was from season 1, where she gets separated from David for the most part, and like is trying to overtake him. I kind of like this gesture sketch. The face is a little bit off. The hand looks good down here, but you know, gotta work at it. Then you got this gender bent Ash from the Evil Dead. This is a statue that's being made of that. I really like how that turned out, like the tattered shirt and whatnot. You can really see that. The gesture sketch is on point and looks really great. Then you have my friend Twitter, Prairie Flocks. For her birthday, I drew her as Red Sonja. Also, she had the shot of Wonder Woman and threw glasses on her, made it look like her as well. And then you have Death Dealer down here protecting her, like the Frank Frazetta, how he would have a girl wrapped around the like Conan's leg. And then to end out the month, this Kufishilova _ Iya. I've been following her on Tumblr and Twitter lately. She's got this really simple looking design, but at the same point it's pretty intricate, and like it only looks simple because she's mastered her style, I suppose. But I really love the proportions on here, but like I finally nailed her hair and the eye and everything that was worth that. And with that brings the end of the first sketchbook. 150 days in the book, and now we've even started the second one. So stay tuned for June, because we're going back to inking with a blue pencil, and it's turning out to be a lot of fun so far. Later.